And we're live again for another episode of Anime Academia. Um, Today, we're here after I adjust my camera. Inuyasha, the fourth movie, and this time they go to an island that was it had it's I don't know if I want to say uh Mecca or you know Utopia, not exactly, but it's a basically a this place Horai, I think is the
Yep.
name of the island. um and basically it was a place where both demons and regular people lived, cohabitated, peacefully together. And at sometime along the way, they started uh, procreating with each other. So there was a bunch of you know half demon kids running around. Like Inuyasha himself. Um, and then these four war demons came along and just you know killed just about everybody. There was some uh, a small group of kids that were left, and I guess that's because somewhere in there was a sorceress that she basically cast a spell that or because they had like these I don't know, jewels or whatever, for lack of a better um term, on their head. And anyway, she cast a spell that ended up removing them and locked them up in a box. But it pretty much, that, along with uh something else she did, I think, or it was like part of it. But they were basically trapped on the island, um because they didn't have their full power. And But they would force the half demon children, or they would force the survivors uh, to um, sacrifice themselves into this volcano. And after they did that, like their essence, their spirit or whatever, would go to wherever the war demons were, and replenish them, I guess, in a way. So it's like they were getting their power back, or retaining it or whatever, just bit by bit, by you know basically forcing the survivors to um commit suicide, one at a time, periodically. um but yeah, it's a pretty good episode. Old Shishumaru uh, was there too. He ended up there, and so it was kind of like another case of the brothers kind of working together.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know what are some of your things? Did you watch it? Have you watched it recently, or has it been a while?
Well, I actually watched it before, so I kind of knew what was going on, but I rewatched it again just to kind of experience those fun moments. Um, but yeah, it's got your classic uh, Inuyasha movie. You got your clever banter. You've got, of course, the beginning, your opening credits where everyone's fighting a giant monster and we defeat it just to witness everyone's power together.
Mm-hmm.
I always bring that up. But this movie was pretty cut and dry. The last few movies there was a lot of depth and stuff, and more to the story where it was
Yeah.
harder to follow as far as like you think something's going to happen, but something different happens. But this one, you had your bad guys that were terrorizing the island.
Yeah.
The heroes couldn't defeat them. So there's some other way you find out, and then they use that in their own power to defeat them, and save the day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure this even could have been like a filler arc in the anime, but not the best movie, but
Yeah.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it seemed like a just a nice little, you know, adventure move, thing, just a yeah, it kind of like you said, it could have been maybe a couple, basically like a two-part uh or even three-part um little arc, in the regular series or whatever. Um, because it, but one of the things I liked though was when they um they Inuyasha, he defeats one guy, and then uh Sango and uh shit, I'm drawing a blank now.
Moroku.
Yeah, Moroku. Yeah. Um, they they uh they defeated a guy, and then um the then like the one guy, the one guy with the two swords, that he yeah, the one that Inuyasha ran into, basically when he got there, when he first got to the island. Um, they show the kids, Kagome, and the kids, in the little, village area, and then one of them turns around and sees that same guy there, and he starts to whoop up on them, and uh, then here comes Inuyasha, to step in, and so they have their little fight, and um, Inuyasha beats him, um, and it was kind of funny though because Inuyasha uh, did his little power swing there, and the guy was like, "That's it." ha 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 ha, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know,
Yeah.
and but anyway, they and then that I guess that giant, there's like this giant turtle monster or whatever, I guess,
The other brother.
and they take care of him, but then they're like, wait a minute, there's, we still have one more, we still have a mark on our back, because they all had like those four, freaking scratch
Splash
looking
marks.
marks on their
Yeah.
backs, right? And then here comes, like the the three human looking ones, come back as this freaking, three-headed, or three face, like on three faces on one head,
Yeah.
and like four freaking arms, and they're like, oh, holy crap, we're gonna have to, you know it's like, he's like, oh, it's like his true, his true form, or and I'm like, yeah, okay. But so they commenced to having another fight, which, I thought, this one was cool, because then, the kids, the kids actually kind of got into it a little bit. Well, they got into it a little bit with the double sword guy, but then, they really, I like the, they kind of built up their courage or whatever,
Mhm.
in those last couple of fights. Uh, but they had that one last fight, and and defeated the combined, demon, and then they're like, um, but that the island, the island starts falling apart, and they're like, well, well, now we have to go. And the kids, the kids had built them a raft earlier, um, and so they show them kind of like out in the water, floating on the raft, watching the island fall apart, and then basically, disappear you know, into a mist or whatever, it just kind of like fades off into like in a fog or whatever. Um, and I think it was Moroku that he was like saying something about, that basically, that seemed to be the destiny or whatever of the island all along, because of the cauldron, um, since the cauldron, went away, then uh, but so, I'm not quite sure, um, not quite sure why that was, because I mean, I'm well, I mean, because the cauldron wasn't all, it might have been there, but it wasn't always there as like a sacrificial thing. I don't know, but maybe it was just the the magical or whatever element of it, that held everything together or something. Um, but
It drives the plot.
yeah, but so they, after the island disappears, they float off on the raft and get back to the mainland or wherever. And our group of heroes parts way with the kids, and I'm like, which I was thinking, I'm like, okay, so there's still there's still going to be a bunch of kids by themselves, but
Well, I think they were. I mean, they're not old enough, but I think they were pretty old because I mean, it had been like 50 years and they were staying the same. So I think that's like
right,
50
yeah,
years of experience at least. So
yeah,
they have their wits about them.
right. Which, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, because they're like I said, they're half demons like Inuyasha. Um, so they're slower aging, or I don't know if I don't think any of them are like, including Inuyasha. I don't think any of them are like immortal, are they?
I don't think so.
So it's basically just like I don't know, like Yoda or something from Star Wars. They live for hundreds and hundreds of years. Um, but yeah, it was like I said, it wasn't like a blow me away or like jaw dropping. In comparison to say like the past two, the past, like number two and number three movies. Or I don't know, it maybe even, maybe even the first one. But so, I mean, it was, it, it wasn't as, you know, high up on the podium as the rest of them so far, I don't think, but it
Yeah.
wasn't bad. It was still a good movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, but I don't know. Which I was typing in the on the Google box, on the search bar, and when I when I was typing in Inuyasha the movie, um, down towards the bottom of the list, I saw number 5. So I don't know if that's. I have to
Oh, I think,
investigate.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't
usually,
know if there's a fifth movie or not.
I
Or
don't think so. I have
because
a list here. Yeah, it doesn't say that there's a fifth movie, and it's pretty up to date.
yeah, but like last week, what was it, last week or whatever, that you were saying that they basically they did a movie after each season, and that's what we've been watching.
Yeah.
Um, so did they? So they only did four seasons of the show.
I think maybe. Let me check. Where is my Funimation? I know I've seen them all. Okay, I'm still logged in. In, yes, what are the seasons? Why don't let me check all the seasons? 2 seasons? Heck, you say? Well, let me see. 54. So that's 2 seasons, but I only see one on here. Well, damn it. Let me check my Hulu then.
Yeah, I'm kind
I don't usually go by seasons. I just
of
keep
looking to
watching
see.
until it tells me I've watched it
Right.
all.
Well, if like on mine, like if you Google, Google search or whatever, um, over on the side, it says season one is episodes 1 through 27. Season two is episode 28 through 54. Season three is episode 55 through 82. Season four is episode 83 through 95. And season five, season five is episodes 111 through 136. And season six is episodes 139 through 167. And then it says Yasha Hime, Princess Half Demon, episodes 1 through 6 ongoing.
167. Well, on Hulu it says 7 seasons, and then there's Final Act. Yeah, Inuyasha Final Act is like a continuation of everything. They pick up where they left off, and kind of put nice little bows on the end of everyone's stories.
Yeah. But the shoot, untabbed. But yeah, the thing I'm looking at had the first movie, Affections Touching Across Time. They have that after season 2. Castle Beyond the Looking Glass movie, the second movie, they have listed after season 4.
Yep.
And Swords of the Honorable Ruler, the third movie, they have after season 5. And it doesn't mention the one we just watched. But like I said, I don't know. Do you know this Yashahime?
Yeah, the
Princess Half Demon thing.
Yeah. Well, I haven't watched it because I think they're still coming out with episodes. So I usually wait for the dubs to come out. Because sometimes I just watch and then I don't read the subtitles as much as I'd like to. I usually like keep them there in case I missed a word.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's some stuff I've seen on here, where it was like Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop was subs, was subtitled. But like back in the day when I was watching Initial D, I saw some that were dubbed, and like it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't as good, because like the like his little buddy, they like in the dubbed version they called him Iggy or something like that, and it was just, but so we were watching the the ones with subtitles, and they was just, I don't know, it was just better for some reason. So I definitely got my practice in with being able to read subtitles and still pay attention to the you know to the action going on. But anywho, like I said, before we came on, I was gonna have this be like a quick episode because our buddy Culture Casino is having his having a 2K subscriber celebration stream, and so I think we gave a decent little breakdown or whatever of this movie, and
Like you said, there wasn't much to it.
so yeah, but it's if you're catching this on the replay, and you haven't seen the movie yet, just please do, or it's about an hour and a half long, and it's decent enough, to go, get your popcorn or whatever, and sit down in front of the screen for an hour and a half and watch watch things explode and all that good stuff that anime is known for.
Yeah.
And we'll I think we'll end it there. So until next time, fair winds and following seas.
Bye.